Okay, so what you're telling me, I'm gonna see you on Saturday, right? Okay.
Hey, I'm here with your pizza.
Oh, Christy's here. Oh, that's okay. I've missed you too. Lots of grass cutting to do. Okay, I love you. See you Saturday.
Hey girl, how you doing?
It's so hard.
I know, but you've been through this before. You know how quickly the time passes, and you know Joe's gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay too, right?
I understand if something happens to Joe. I don't understand what happens to me and the kids if something happens to Joe. How do I pay for the house, the credit cards, and the car? I'm gonna have to get a job. And even with that, we're gonna have to pull from the college fund.
No, you're not. I don't want you to worry about that. I teach a class at the unit on pre-deployment. Wills, power of attorney, but the important thing I also talk about is survivor benefits. We use this really great site called My Army Benefits. But wait a minute, Joe was in that class. Didn't he tell you anything?
No.
Just like a man. Think they're gonna live forever. You get pizza for the kids, I'll jump on the computer real quick. We'll look at the site together and I can show you exactly where the money's gonna come from.
Great.
Won't take me long to log in. Now, it's gonna show my personal information, rank, date of rank, what component I'm in. It even shows your information from DEERS, pulls all the kids and your dependents. Now, when Joe logs in next week after pre-deployment training, his information's gonna show up and yours specifically. So it'll show marital status, names of your kids, birth dates, so it shows all your dependents on here.
Wow, so it will even show my stepdaughter Susan, who doesn't live with us?
If she has an ID card, she's in DEERS, and she'll show up. Look, my daughter Tiffany's here, and she's away at college. All right, next thing we're gonna do is show active status. We're gonna select that button because we wanna do a what-if scenario because we're looking at this as if Joe was already deployed. Now we're gonna pick today, and we could also pick a future date, but that's if you wanna look at a different rank or if you guys planned on having more children.
No.
Then we're gonna put in your SGLI, your TSP, and some life insurance information from your personal things that you have, maybe even savings plans that you have. All of that's gonna be act together to show as your lump sum payment and your payment plans that are gonna come out. So now I'll hit enter, and we can see my report with my information. So if I'm killed today, Social Security, the VA, and DOD combined total would be about $53,000 that Bob and the family would receive. Now that's an annual amount, and you can see your monthly amounts here too. You need to watch carefully because, look, in 7 years, when my son Billy turns 18, Bob would lose SSI, and that takes him down to about $20,000 a year. Bob may be cheap, but he can't live on that. One of the things we looked at, and I think you and Joe need to talk about, is a term life insurance policy. It can help cover that gap and can make a difference in the numbers for you. Now, let's also look at the lump sum amount. If I was killed, Bob and the family would receive about $1.5 million. That doesn't include the additional $43,000 each of them would receive as educational benefits. Now, when you add all that up together, it certainly can't bring me back, but it does make their future seem much more easy to handle.
Wow, thank you. Things definitely aren't as bleak as I thought. But what about the reservist status?
If I were killed on my way to drill, or if I were at drill, my lump sum amounts would stay the same. But the annuity amount would be figured off my reserve retirement points, so it would actually be lower, about $10,000 less. Now, if I were killed mowing the lawn, and let's say I didn't have 20 years of creditable service, I would actually be getting about $40,000 less in benefits to pass on to my family. So you can see how all the angles make a difference, and you really need to weigh everything as you put in these options.
What about the points?
Points. Reserve component soldiers, unlike active duty, earn points when they go to IDT drills or when they go to annual training or even mobilization like Joe's getting ready to go to. All those points add up to accrue to the retired pay that they're going to receive. The more points you receive, the more retired pay you receive. So you can see why they're important. As a Guard member, Joe should get his points from their unit or from the Retirement Services Office at state. But a reservist could get his points also from the HRC portal, My Records portal. It's important to know that he can also use his annual retirement point statement, either RPAM or RPAS, but those are only updated annually, so they may not be as accurate. Now, if you have questions when you start to do your information, please don't hesitate to call me. And if you can't get a hold of me, call the benefits counselors. They can walk you through the same things I did and give you the answers you need to feel comfortable with this.
Well, thank you so much, Christy. Joe's gonna be home this weekend, and he thinks he's mowing the grass, but I think we're gonna spend some time talking about this.
Well, while we have a few minutes, let's also look at what the education benefits are. As we break them down.